I'm on a super specific diet. There are some issues with this diet that supplements can make up for, and I am open to suggestion because I don't know everything yet. I might never know everything, so there's things that I'm sure other people know about that could help me get what I need to get accomplished while eating this way. So first of all, it's nutritional yeast. I think everybody knows about this. I think it's one of the easiest ways to get B12 for anyone who doesn't eat meat. So maybe like a vegetarian could eat this, or a pescatarian. I'm not really sure the level of B12 or B vitamins in general that's in seafood, but this is fortified with vegan B12 sources. This is a DIM supplement, and it comes from cruciferous vegetables. The way I understand it, you could never eat the amount of cruciferous vegetables that you would need to eat to get the amount. This is 200 milligrams and bioperine. Is that the brand name? I take this at nighttime. It's for my acne. I'm trying to see if it helps me with my cystic acne, my regular acne. I've got every kind of acne I have since probably I was like 11, and I'm 31 now. That's 20 years of acne. More than half my life, I have constantly had acne. And if I weren't wearing makeup now, it would be more apparent. And also scars, a lot of scars, a lot of redness. I have active acne all the time. I have healing acne. I have acne scars. It's perpetual, and I'm really sick of it. And it's one of the reasons that I'm doing this diet, is because with PCOS, you get cystic acne, which is really painful. And I feel like a lot more people have this problem than you know about, because they use things like, or we use things like makeup to hide it. And I would really love to get to a point where I would not have to wear foundation just to feel confident enough to leave my house and go into public. So this is an omega-3 substitute with DHA and DPA. I do eat flax seeds and I eat chia seeds. I know some nuts and probably some other seeds have good amounts of omegas. You allegedly, from my research and what I've learned, want to keep your omega-3s to omega-6s 1-to-1, I believe. And I think flax and chia are the best for this. I think sunflower seeds are more heavily, or more omega-6 heavy. So I eat sun nut butter like every day, and I probably shouldn't. Passion flower. I'm going through an awful, stressful season in my life. There are a couple congruent and overlapping situations in my life right now that are highly stressful for me, and stress, unfortunately, is a factor in why weight loss or fat loss has been so difficult for me. And once these situations are over, I'm sure my stress levels will go down, but I do have a lot of like background stress from just the type of person that I am and the type of like constant loop of things that are running in my mind. I think a lot of us are guilty of that. We just don't talk about it. So I also am looking into really good therapy because I need it so bad. But it's so expensive. Like, therapy is just not accessible like it should be. Healthcare in general is not accessible like it should be. It's really not fair. I think society in general could, of course, benefit from things that would make us healthier physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. If those things were more accessible, how much better could our society be? Soapbox. I consider this a supplement. It's not food. It's protein powder. There are, all of these ingredients for the most part are actual food or vitamins or minerals, I believe. But this I don't treat like real food, because it isn't. It's like highly processed. It's just not, it's not like tofu or tempeh or like broccoli to me. It's a means to an end to get my protein goals met. And it gives the amino acid profile. Who's screaming? My neighbors are so loud, you guys. All hours. The second floor is cursed. Yeah, maybe the vitamins and minerals that I thought were in here are not, and it's just their amino acid profile. I have it says vegetarian, but it's vegan. I get this from Amazon, and I just type in vegan B12 supplement. This is a B12, I don't know if it's complex, but it's 1,000 mcg. And I take 2 of these because I'm so tired all the time. And I think that what I'm gonna do when it's time to refill these is get the other kind. It's like the methyl copper chloride. It's the methyl one. And this one I don't think is that. This one's really cheap too, and I think that probably points to why I don't feel much better. This is rhodiola. I also think this is really good for stress. I did like a ton of stress research a couple months ago when all the things that have been stressing me out started. I don't really use this regularly, and I don't really use the passion flower regularly, but I use it when I really need it. Ooh, I just remembered about something that I also take, and I'll get it out in a minute. And this is kava, which I think can factor into stress relief, but it's just an alcohol replacement. It's like to make you feel social. I've tested it out a couple times. I've like brought this in my pocket just to be careful with driving, and then like drop some under my tongue before I went into a bar or something. And it might be purely a placebo, but people talk to me. You don't understand. People have never just talked to me when I go out. But I also think sitting at the bar and not being with anybody when I go, probably helpful. If you have tips on getting people to talk to you in real life, do people even do that anymore? Do people talk to other people in real life where you are in your life? It's so hard to make friends. I'm like forcing myself out, and it's been fruitful a couple times. But for the last like decade or so, I just haven't gotten it and like really understood how to make a friend in my adult life. It just feels like the stars have to align for that to happen. Like both people have to be ready for it. Even though you're like out and about, not everybody's there for what you're there for. And it just seems like so difficult to meet people. I'm gonna get the thing that I just remembered because it's important for stress too. I'm on so many stress supplements. Okay, just kidding, I actually got 2. This is the one that I remembered though, ashwagandha. I got this from TJ Maxx. I am positive that that's not the ideal place to get it from, but it says 100% organic ashwagandha root powder. This one is an adaptogen. I've been looking into these as in adaptogens, and I don't know how much to believe. Like, I'm getting my information from the internet, like a lot of us have to. But I see a lot of things about this being the most powerful adaptogen, and this is supposed to be what really helps your stress. I make a ginger, fresh ginger, turmeric, ashwagandha, and black pepper like juice to put in soda water or take a shot of, because the anti-inflammatory nature of the turmeric and the activation power for that from the black pepper. Ginger, I think, is anti-inflammatory too, and it's good for digestion, and it also makes it go down a little bit easier, because turmeric, to be perfectly honest, it's not one of my favorite flavors. Like, I sneak it into a lot of things that I cook that are like dinner savory type things, but this I try to put in tea. Usually when I come home for lunch from work, I make a tea, green tea or one of my fruity teas, and put it in a thermos and bring it to work, and it kind of like steeps the whole time I'm driving to work. And I'll do this and just shake it every time I pour a little bit into the cup that comes on the top of the thermos. And I think that I'm gonna go ahead and consider green tea to be a supplement too. I try to make a daily habit of drinking at least a cup of this on lunch. This is decaffeinated. I don't know if the caffeine is supposed to help with the stress, but that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things that I'm taking for stress relief. I think is a huge problem in our society. I don't think many people would disagree with me. Even though I really don't typically overcommit to things or allow too much stress into my life, there's some things that we just can't handle or we just can't control or limit. I like my job and I don't think it's stressful. I think a big source of that tension and stress in people's lives is their job or someone at their job. But for me, it's just some current circumstances that I can't really do anything about. They just have to take their course and I have to ride them out until they're over. And there's no foreseeable end to either of these things. And I don't want to talk about one of them, but I don't think I can talk about another one. But this is what I've been taking. Front and center, girl. It's thumbnail time.